ice in my veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game
I'm
and I
doing Ewan,
changed it to
and
play
I'm going to
how
be
I
competing in the
like,
under
arranged it to my
74s.
own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes. Made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad.
I wasn't even like training, I wasn't even on program until I got the okay and then the invite, really. Yeah, I think 12 weeks. I think I was dawdling for a good few months.
I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say,
What's your name and who are you?
So I'm doing Ewan. I compete in the 74s and 83s or 82s. Typically a wrap lifter in the GPC realm.
What do you do for work?
Work in nutrition warehouse, so pretty much just sling sups. Yeah, that's about it, hey.
What got you into powerlifting?
What got me into powerlifting? I was just a gym rat, to be honest, like to start with, and then being like more performance-based, kind of just fell into it. My cousin was actually training to become a PT and like focus more on powerlifting. And then jumped on a program with him for a little bit, and then yeah, progressed from there really.
How did you find James and like falling into the Raw crew and all that kind of stuff? How did that all come to be? Give me the origin story.
Funny that I joined up at Raw knowing that they had a bit of a powerlifting equipment there. I actually got barked at by Emma Hall. Shout out to you. And then kind of just everything just kind of happened. Yeah, competed there for a little bit, and as I got stronger, I just felt like I needed someone, I guess, a little bit more hands-on or like closer in terms of like feedback and programming, and then a different style of programming as well. So yeah, joined up with James, and then yeah, we've just been best mates since really. Yeah, running comms, training, you know, rapping people. I prepped him for a comp. Yeah, it's just all been, it's just all happened really in the last like 3 to 4 years.
You're a big wrapped squatter.
Yep.
I've seen it.
Yep.
What's your thoughts and takes now jumping back into a sleeved comp?
Well, I've never done a sleeve comp to start with. I tend to like, I've never really done an off season or push sleeves like ever. I always just like crack it and then go back to wraps, or I've just randomly signed up for a comp with like 0 prep, so I'm always back in wraps straight away. So yeah, I have no idea what's gonna happen. Yeah.
Is it exciting to not know?
Yes and no. Like my squat kind of changed quite a bit, but I guess just send it. Yeah, just load whatever I need. That's kind of just the mentality I've got, really.
Talk to me about strategies that you guys have used, obviously, because you're used to getting programmed wraps. You know, your flat feet now. You got the
No, I'm still in heels.
Oh,
Oh,
sorry,
like as in bench? Yeah, yeah.
Talk to me about all of that, the changes you guys have had to make coming into this.
I don't know what James has done really. I'm a bit of a funny one. I don't actually look at my program, and we don't actually go through very much, or like have sit downs, and like I don't really ask him about like, oh, should I do this? Should I change this? I kind of just come in with my bag, bring up my program for the day, and I train.
Super autonomous.
Yeah. I think I just like know how like my body reacts and how I should like how it likes to move, and then I just fall into that after doing it for so long. Yeah.
What's one thing you wish you had told yourself when you started?
Should have started earlier. Could have taken some records.
What's kind of your goals now moving forward?
Now, to be honest, just enjoying life. Enjoying life outside of powerlifting. Yeah, I think I've just got to a point where it's consumed quite a bit of my time, and like a lot of dedication's gone into it, and yeah, I'm just not really with the times of like the social media as much and all these fancy things. So I kind of just go in and train. I've always done it for like my mental health and like just for like conditioning. Do you know what I mean? It's always kept me healthy and like on track. I think powerlifting competitions just tend to give me something to work towards. Yeah.
Talk to me about, you said powerlifting can be quite like, it's consumed a lot of your lifestyle and stuff
Yeah.
like that. How have you found balancing that out these last few years? Like, what have you worked on to do that? And what sacrifices have you made in the past that you're trying to like maybe rectify a little bit?
I'll just like, I'll give myself like quite a bit of time off after like a prep. So I think the last one I took about 2 to 4 weeks off, like maybe like 3 hours, like 3 times a week at the gym for like 45 to an hour. And that was about it. Yeah, that's kind of how I like kick back and enjoy things.
So who's your greatest role model and why?
I haven't actually thought about this. It was one of the questions. I guess an easy one would be James. He's a funny one. He's got like, he's very dedicated, James. Very dedicated and stubborn is the best way to put it. When he's got like a goal, he'll just keep chipping away at it. Like he doesn't care if he's like failed, he'll like keep going until he's kind of achieved those goals. So yeah, I think that's always a big like thing to always strive towards, you know what I mean? Keep yourself busy, but also like don't get yourself down if you like don't have a good day or, you know, a good comp or a good prep or a good lift. Yeah.
Do you feel like now you've taken those on from James a bit with like previous preps?
Um,
How comps have gone and stuff like that?
I always like a challenge. Do you know what I mean? Like, I mean, what's like a bit of friendly banter or a bit of friendly, healthy competition? Do you know what I mean? I think that's probably the biggest aspect that I enjoy. Yeah.
How have you seen Night of Champions as a challenge?
As a challenge for Night of Champions, it'll be 1, the weight cut, 2, all of the new like rules, and then probably just trying to beat Brian, really. Yeah, I think I'm on like the back foot. Yeah, it's a bit of home turf thing for him. So yeah, just keen to, like I said, I like a challenge. So just got to see what happens.
How do you feel being, like you said, you're on the back foot, you're being that underdog in the story? Or what's kind of your game plan to make that ground up, or if, as you said, win? What's kind of the game plan going forward?
There is a game plan. I've done it a couple times now, but I'm going to try and keep up with him in the squats. I'll probably concede the bench and then just full send deads. Yeah.
What's your thoughts on Brian being your competitor at the moment? Like, obviously you guys have never faced each other really.
Yeah.
So this is pretty new territory. How does that make you feel having someone that you've actually got a head-to-head with? Personally?
Awesome. Yeah, love it. Like we've spoken a few times, like just a bit off the cuff, like, oh, when are you coming up to 83s or, you know, or like 82s, or when you come down to 74s? You know, but it's just one of those things where I'd never crossed over to APA or IPF, and then he's never crossed over to GPC. So it's all happening now. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Sick. What do you feel now crossing over? You've got all these rules. Obviously, Brian's done it before. Do you think now it's like, okay, I've just got to have a certain standard with my lifting to make sure I can make it all clean?
I consider myself a bit of a cleaner lifter in terms of like technique and stuff like that. So, and I'm a bit OCD when it comes to those things. So I think I'll hold up okay. I think it's just like, I think there's just going to be a lot to like take on during the day. Yeah, like this is all new to me. I kind of just, like I said, I just come in, do my thing, then head on off, grab a feed.
What makes you a champion? What are things that you've had and gone through that have kind of defined you as a top powerlifter?
I don't know. I think I'm just a good lifter. I don't consider myself, I guess, like a champion per se. I definitely know that I'm a bit of a personality in the community, especially in like the untested federations. But it's good to, I think, just be in like all competitions and support everyone. I think that's something I've always like stood by from like day dot. Doesn't matter what federation, how old you are, how heavy you are, what you're lifting, or what like your background is. Just come in and lift and enjoy and support everybody. Yeah.
Is it kind of like exciting to see that you and Brian are on a bit more of that even playing field and things are a bit closer?
Yeah, definitely. He's definitely he's definitely had a lot more time like under these like I guess standards than I have, and just he's already been lifting the same style, and he's had a longer prep. I wasn't even like training. I wasn't even on program until I got the okay and then the invite. Really, yeah. I think 12 weeks. I think I was dawdling for a good few months.
It's kind of that cool story where you're on the back foot, you're coming in, but it's like, can you actually sweep this away as well?
The win, possibly. Overall, probably not, but I'll give it a good crack.
Any other questions you got? Because let's talk about your weight cut.
Cool.
It's something that's very different for you now. Not 24 hours anymore.
Yes.
2-hour weigh-in.
Yep.
Talk to us about how that's different approaching this. Also, you're competing at night. You're not competing at a 9 a.m. start time or a 1 p.m. start time.
Yep.
You're competing at 6 p.m.
Cool.
How does that change the way you approach your weight cut from a traditional method that you would use?
I prefer lifting at night because I train at night. So 2-hour weight cut. I did pro raw, so that was a 2-hour weigh in, right? First thing in the morning though. I wasn't that depleted because obviously I was in the 80s, but I have no idea. I haven't looked up a protocol. Like I said, I haven't really thought that much into it. Just cutting down at the moment, making sure to stay away from injury, fatigue, all of that good stuff. And then I'll probably bounce ideas off a few people and just see where I'm sitting at as well, because obviously everything's going to be dependent on where I'm sitting at before I start, water cutting and carb depleting and all that good stuff to make sure that I'm under, but also able to rehydrate and get my glycogen stores up for the comp in those 2 hours, and how efficiently I can do that. Yeah.
Cool.
Nice. Nothing else on the list?
Any fun interests outside of powerlifting?
I do a bit of fishing. That's a good hobby of mine at the moment. Anything outside of that? Not really. Probably just trying to travel a bit more. Yeah.
Talk to us about your fishing.
Fishing. I don't know. It's just nice and peaceful. It's a bit quiet. Throw your phone away. Just enjoy talking smack with the lads. Yeah.
Do you find that's like similar kind of with powerlifting, where it's like you're in that method of training now? It's like I just like training with my boys and having fun now.
I think that's probably one of my most favorite parts about prepping. Especially in the rap federations, you do with the amount of weight that's being thrown around, and the support that you kind of need in terms of spotters to be safe. If you're wrapping as well, whether you're self wrapping or if you've got someone else wrapping yourself, you do need that support system. I guess the same as you guys, you still need those spotters. You still need people to support you and hype you up, especially towards a peak where, it matters, you're either hitting PRs or you're hitting RPE 9s and 10s before a comp, and it really can, make a difference leading into a comp with your mentality walking into it, the confidence that you walk around with as well, knowing that whether you had a good peak or not, I think that makes a really big difference.
Because you have been in the community so long, and obviously you're seeing the community grow.
Yep.
Down at Raw especially.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any advice you'd probably give to the younger guys? Because you're young yourself, but is there any advice you'd give to the younger guys now coming up and you're kind of seeing they're looking up to you, this is probably how I would do it?
I don't like being in the limelight per se. It's kind of why I like just being on the side, rapping people and hyping people up. But if I were to give a bit of advice, listen to your body. I don't know, whether you're you can be super dedicated to, lifting heavy and hitting goals and, winning first place and stuff like that. But just remember there's always more to life. than just like what's going on in the gym. Do you know what I mean? Like go enjoy like a beer, or go enjoy like a dinner with your family or like your friends, because it's not gonna be the end of the world. Yeah, just listen to your body, know what it wants, know when to kind of disconnect and de-stress. And if you have a bad session, just walk away. There's nothing wrong with a bad session, because there's probably like things that are going on, underlying issues, like, I don't know, maybe you're just really tired from that week, you haven't eaten well, you've probably got something going on, like you might be getting sick or something like that. Sometimes it's just good to not add that stress onto yourself, just because you're expecting yourself to be at such a high level. Do you know what I mean?
I think the most memorable moment, did we cover that?
Oh yeah, what's your most memorable moment, Carl?
My most memorable moment. I enjoyed Pro Raw a lot. Not just the traveling aspect, but the fact that I was like, it was such a big comp for myself, the team. I had to wrap myself along with James for that comp. He was at the end of the flight, I was at the start. I pretty much had no forearms by the end of the day, so I don't know if anyone's seen my videos, but like it's in my fingertips. It ended up just being like a really good experience. Yeah, traveling for the first time to lift, meeting a lot of new people. I think that's probably the most memorable.
Cool. Yeah, traveling being is always good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Should we get some